the seventh night of Navaratri, Saptami, and tonight I bring to you the 7 Yogini goddesses, Sapta Yogini. Not only am I going to introduce them to you, I'm going to give you directions to get to their mansion and give you a glimpse of the 7 realms which they govern and a peek into the distinct cuisine that they prefer. Yes, this is a trip that combines mysticism and science. I am Rama Bharadwaj, and let's begin our pilgrimage. Devi, she is the one and the many. Lalita Mahatripura Sundari, the one, and several collectives of female deities that she has manifested from herself, the many. Extolling her myriad forms is one sacred text that is a staple in every Navaratri celebrating home, the Lalita Sahasranama. Through 1000 names, it not only glorifies Goddess Lalitambika and her retinue of female deities, it actually introduces us to a mystic dimension. It envisions Lalitambika not as some globe-trotting divinity diva roaming the mythological landscape, but closer, much closer. As a matter of fact, as close as this. That's right. Pick up a mirror and gaze at your reflection. You have just arrived at the gates of her mansion, our body temple. Here, at the base of this temple, she is said to be enshrined as Kundalini Shakti, waiting to embark on an adventurous upward journey through a mystic inner corridor to merge with her beloved Shiva. And it is said that in their union lies our experience of supreme bliss. But when she would ascend is something that she decides herself. In the meantime, our task as housekeepers of her mansion is to keep its environment immaculate. Now, the goddess is a mother, and only a mother knows how tough it is to find some reliable house help, and she is stuck with us as caretakers. So, what would she do? Well, you have heard the statement, if you want to get something done, do it yourself, right? Wrong. And it was Goddess Lalitambika who first gave the correct formula for success, which is, if you want to get something done, delegate it yourself. And that's exactly what she did. She delegated this mega task of mansion maintenance to the Sapta Yoginis, the 7 female goddesses that she manifested from within herself. So, let's go meet the 7 Yogini guardians. Dakini, Lakini, Rakini, Kakini, Sakini, Hakini, Yakini, Sapta Yogini, Chakra Nivasini. The 7 Yogini goddesses. But before we meet them, let's visit their residential chambers, situated along the mystic inner corridor, the pathway for the ascent of the Kundalini Shakti. Mooladhara, the base center of grounding and security. Swadhisthana, the sacral center of creativity, emotions, and sexuality. Manipura, the navel center of confidence and empowerment. Anahata, the heart center of love and connections. Vishuddhi, the throat center of communication and self-expression. Agnya, the third eye center of intuition and wisdom. And Sahasrara, the crown center of spiritual connections and transformation. Enthroned in these 7 centers of energy vortexes, each yogini oversees the psychological realms that I just mentioned. But Their portfolio also included a vast physiological jurisdiction. Come, let's find out. உடம்பினை முன்னம் இழுக்கென்றிருந்தேன், உடம்பினுக்குள்ளே ஒரு பொருள் கண்டேன், உடம்புள்ளே உத்தமன் கோயில் கொண்டான் என்று உடம்பினை யான் இருந்தோம்புகின்றேனே, தன்னானே தானே தன்னானே. I once thought of my body as being worthless, but then I found the Divine One within. Having realized that this body is the Lord's temple, I now know to nourish this body of mine. Thus sang the great mystic Tirumular in his Tirumandiram. The Lalita Sahasranama, being a tantric text, also takes the same approach. After all, the text itself begins by addressing the goddess as O Mother, Sri Mata. And a mother's first concern is always the physical well-being of her children. And this universal mother even more so, for she aims to make this her abode. So she assigns the task of temple upkeep to her Sapta Yoginis, putting them each in charge of one of the Sapta Dhatus, the constituent elements that are responsible for the structure, functioning and nourishment of the body. So here they are, the 7 yoginis and their 7 dhatus. Vishuddhi Chakra Nilaya Tvagstha Dakinishwari, Anahatabja Nilaya Rudhira Samsthita Rakinyamba Swarupini, Manipurabja Nilaya Mamsanishta Lakinyamba Swarupini, Swadhishthanam Bhujagata Medonishta Kakini Rupadharini, Mooladharam Bhujarudha Asthi Samsthita Sakinyamba Swarupini, Ajna Chakrabja Nilaya Majja Samstha Hakini Rupadharini, Sahasradala Padmastha Shukla Samsthita Yakinyamba Swarupini. நவராத்திரி சமையல் சாதம் சுண்டல் வகைகளும் பிரமாதம், நவராத்திரி சமையல் சாதம் சுண்டல் வகைகளும் பிரமாதம், கலர் கலரா பிரசாதம் இதுவே எனக்கு போதும். யம் 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 யம். I was not joking with that song. Whether festivals, celebrations, or even temple visits, the greatest motivator is food. In puja rituals, while most offerings are made with the chant, Samarpayami, I offer it to you, food offering is accompanied by the chant, Nivedayami. This word Nivedanam means making it known. So, what is being made known? Our gratitude to God and nature. And what is offered as Nivedanam is returned back to us as prasadam, because it is actually meant for our nourishment. But the Sapta Yoginis weren't going to take a chance with letting us and the needs of our tongue dictate their Nivedanam. So each Yogini announces her preferred cuisine, keeping in mind that when returned to us as prasadam, it should nourish the dhatu that she was in charge of. Example number 1. Sakini Devi, the protector of the bones, delights in Mudgaudanna, rice prepared with green moong beans. And here is the science. 1 cup of green moong beans contains 28% of the protein for the day. And proteins are critical for strong bones and for repairing the wear and tear of body cells. And when moong is combined with a cereal like rice, the quality of its protein increases. Mudgaudanna saktachitta sakinyamba swarupini. Example number 2. Hakini, the protector of bone marrow, delights in haridranna, turmeric infused rice. And now the science. It is the bone marrow that produces the white blood cells, which are the immunity cells of the body, helping fight infections. The chemical compound curcumin in turmeric, with its high antioxidant properties, is an effective immunity booster. Haridranaika rasika hakini roopadharini. Now, I'll give you the rest of the cuisine list and you figure out the science. For dakini, protector of skin, it is payasanna, rice milk pudding. For rakini, protector of blood, it is snigdhaudana, rice infused with ghee. For lakini, protector of muscle and flesh, it is gudanna, rice enriched with jaggery and milk. For kakini, protector of body fat, it is madhu, honey, as well as dadhyanna, curd rice. Finally, yakini, the protector of procreative tissue, is pleased with all of the above. With this, I conclude my offering to the Sapta Yoginis. And I leave you with one final thought. In our culture, food was never treated merely as ahara, to satisfy the tongue or to fill the stomach. It was also aushadha, medicinal, to promote mental and physical health, so that the body can become a wholesome vehicle for soul's spiritual ascension, the ultimate goal of human birth. We live in a world where we don't know the source of our own food, or if it was even obtained in an ethical way. The Sahasranama begins with the chant Shri Matre Namaha, and she is a Mata or mother, not just to human beings but to all life forms, both animate and inanimate. And no mother is happy when some of her children abuse her other children. Let this be the guiding thought in helping us choose the food that we take in, whether it is for the stomach, for the eyes, for the ears, or the mind. I am Rama Bharadwaj, wishing you a blessed Navaratri.